Baseball fans, you need to hear this because something massive just went down with the Dodgers, and the entire organization is in absolute chaos right now. Reports are coming out about a potential 3-for-1 trade that has everyone talking, and one name keeps coming up over and over: Kim Hye-seong. The former Padres infielder who's been a free agent this offseason is suddenly at the center of a firestorm, and what's happening behind the scenes is way more complicated than anyone realized. Let me break down what's actually going on here, because this story has layers that go way beyond just a simple roster move. First, let's talk about where the Dodgers are right now. They just won back-to-back World Series championships, becoming the first team in 25 years to accomplish that feat. Game 7 against the Yankees drew over 27 million viewers, the highest-rated Game 7 since 2017. The Dodgers are the biggest story in baseball, and everyone assumed they'd run it back with basically the same core and try for a three-peat. But apparently, that's not the plan. There's been some debate about whether this Dodgers team is actually a dynasty. MLB Network analyst Rob Parker recently argued that they're not, claiming the Yankees essentially handed them the championship by collapsing in key moments. He said the Dodgers got lucky and that if the Yankees had executed better, Los Angeles wouldn't have won. He even suggested the victory parade should have been held at the North Pole because it was basically a Christmas gift from New York. That's a pretty harsh take, but it sparked a huge debate. Brian Kenny, another MLB Network host, pushed back hard on that. He pointed out that the Yankees had multiple chances to win the series but couldn't capitalize, while the Dodgers came through in the clutch. Miguel Rojas hit a game-tying home run in the 9th inning of Game 7. Will Smith hit the go-ahead homer in the 11th. Those weren't gifts. Those were big-time players making big-time plays when it mattered most. But Parker stuck to his guns, saying the Dodgers need to win 3 straight championships before anyone can call them a dynasty. By his standard, even the Giants teams that won 3 titles in 5 years from 2010 to 2014 don't qualify as a dynasty because they didn't win consecutively. It's a controversial opinion, but it's getting attention. Now, while that debate is happening, there's been some major drama brewing inside the Dodgers clubhouse. Reports are surfacing about tensions between players, and one incident in particular has people talking. Apparently, Michael Conforto, who was with the team during the regular season but didn't play in the postseason, had some kind of confrontation with Shohei Ohtani at one point. According to sources, Conforto was upset because he believed Ohtani was responsible for the Dodgers deciding not to renew his contract. There was allegedly a physical altercation where Conforto pushed Ohtani, and the situation got heated. But here's where it gets interesting. After an investigation, it turned out to be a complete misunderstanding. Ohtani had nothing to do with Conforto's contract situation. The decision came from management, and Ohtani wasn't involved at all. Once that became clear, Conforto reportedly apologized to Ohtani at a team gathering. Multiple players were there, and Conforto apparently bowed his head and took full responsibility for the incident. And that's a pretty significant moment because it shows how quickly misinformation can spread and cause problems, even within a championship team. There's also been some buzz about general manager Andrew Friedman potentially adding Roki Sasaki to the trade list. For those who don't know, Sasaki is a highly touted Japanese pitcher who's expected to be posted and signed with an MLB team soon. The Dodgers are considered the favorites to land him, and Ohtani has been vocal about wanting to play with him, but according to these reports, Friedman was considering trading Sasaki before he even joined the team, which would be an insane move if true. Apparently, Ohtani found out about this plan when he overheard Friedman talking to one of the coaches. And according to sources, Ohtani stepped in and suggested trading a different player instead, someone he felt wasn't the right fit for the team long term. Some people think Ohtani was just trying to protect Sasaki and make sure he stayed with the Dodgers. Others think he was genuinely trying to help the team by identifying a player who should be moved. Either way, it's pretty wild that Ohtani is allegedly influencing front office decisions like this. That's not something you see very often. And that brings us to Kim Hye-seong. The Dodgers have apparently been in serious discussions about acquiring him, and the framework of the deal is reportedly 3 players going out in exchange for Kim. Now, Kim is a really solid player. He's a Gold Glove caliber defender at shortstop and second base. He's got decent pop in his bat and can steal bases. He's the kind of versatile infielder that every contender wants. But the question is, who are the Dodgers giving up to get him? The names being floated are concerning. If the Dodgers are trading 3 players for one, that suggests they're either moving multiple prospects or they're dealing major league talent that they think is expendable. And given the current roster, that's a tough call. The Dodgers already have Mookie Betts, who can play shortstop or second base. They have Freddie Freeman at first. They have a deep roster. So why would they need Kim Hye-seong badly enough to give up 3 pieces? One theory is that the Dodgers are planning for the future and want to lock down the middle infield for the next few years. Kim is still relatively young and under team control for a while. If they can get him now, they solidify that position and give themselves flexibility to move Betts around the diamond as needed. But the cost seems steep, especially if they're giving up young talent or controllable players. Another possibility is that this trade is being driven by Ohtani's influence. If Ohtani believes Kim is the right fit and pushed management to make it happen, that would explain why the Dodgers are willing to overpay. Ohtani has earned the right to have a voice in roster decisions. He's the face of the franchise, the highest paid player in sports history, and a 2-time World Series champion. If he thinks Kim makes the team better, the front office is going to listen. But there's also a darker theory floating around. Some people think this trade is actually a distraction from other moves the Dodgers are planning. Maybe they're trying to shift attention away from the Sasaki situation or from potential chemistry issues in the clubhouse. By making a big splash with Kim Hye-seong, they control the narrative and avoid uncomfortable questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. Manager Dave Roberts has apparently been involved in performance evaluations for several players, including Kim. That suggests the Dodgers have been monitoring him for a while and see him as a key piece moving forward. But it also raises questions about who's on the chopping block. If 3 players are going out, at least one of them is probably a major league contributor. That's going to hurt depth, and it could create gaps in the roster that are hard to fill. Meanwhile, Clayton Kershaw just retired after an incredible 18-year career with the Dodgers. He gave an emotional farewell speech at Dodger Stadium after the championship parade, thanking fans, his teammates, and the organization. He said he's proud to call himself a 2-time World Series champion and that the Dodgers will always be a part of him. Kershaw doesn't have any plans for the immediate future, but he did say he'd be open to traveling to Japan with Ohtani if the opportunity came up. He joked that going anywhere with Ohtani would be like traveling with the Beatles or Taylor Swift because of how famous he is over there. Kershaw's retirement marks the end of an era, and it's another reason why the Dodgers might be looking to shake things up. They've lost a franchise icon, and now they're trying to figure out how to build the next great Dodgers team. Kim Hye-seong could be a big part of that plan, but only if the price is right. So where does this leave us? The Dodgers are in the middle of a major transition. They're coming off back-to-back championships, but there are cracks forming. There's tension in the clubhouse. There are questions about who's staying and who's going. And now there's this potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the entire roster. Kim Hye-seong is a talented player, but giving up 3 pieces for him is a huge gamble. If it works, the Dodgers solidify their infield and set themselves up for another title run. If it doesn't, they could lose key contributors and create more problems than they solve. This is a high-stakes decision, and the baseball world is watching closely to see what happens next. Stay tuned because this story is far from over. This story is